Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in on the podcast Honestly. Before we get right into this episode, I just want to remind you all that you can find this podcast on Apple Pods, Spotify, and Castbox as well. If you have any suggestions as to where else we can put this podcast, please reach out to me on my Twitter or Instagram. And if you'd like to be a guest on the Honestly podcast, kindly fill in the form in the show note. And here's what we have for you coming up on this episode.
I really thought you need a production. Like you need to be like, you know how the Kim Kardashian record, you need a chair where someone is sitting, there's a cut machine, you need this. All time all you need is your phone. And back then when CapCut was free, so you just need like CapCut and you just start. So that's one myth I had. Another one I had was blowing up overnight. A lot of people had done it, and during COVID, a lot of people were blowing up overnight by chance. But that's a myth that I've turned it. The myth, you really have to put in the work and you have to be consistent. Of course, there are anomalies. Now, like that guy with that guy blew up overnight. But you can see he quickly rose and quickly, he has quickly declined. But to build like a particular brand or particular niche, you really have to consistently put in the work. So that's another myth I had.
Hi, my name is Monjoy and welcome to Ohnestly, a podcast about the unfiltered human experience. Each episode features stories from everyday people capturing the gut-wrenching, hilarious, completely unhinged, and everything in between. On this podcast, we share the moments that have shaped who we are and changed how we see the world, or have just made us laugh. So join us as we listen to honest stories from honest strangers. Hi everyone, welcome back to Honestly. I know it's been a minute since we released a new episode, but trust me, you're going to love this one. In today's episode, we're going into the world of content creation, and I'm very excited for you guys to listen to Belinda's story as she takes us through how she began this journey as a content creator and the things that she's learned, and basically maybe inspire y'all to also start your own content creation journeys. So I'll let Belinda introduce herself and take us through her journey. Hi, Belinda.
Hi, Pamela. First of all, I was waiting for a dramatic intro, but you just name dropped my name without dramatic intro.
Forgive me. Okay.
Or like some kind of suspense, like this person who has like 1 million followers. What? Anyway, hi guys. I planned a whole. Anyway, hi guys. Hi, Pamela.
Jeez, you've covered the episode. Forgive me, but you could tell us the details. You tell us the numerics and all of that.
So hi guys. I will introduce myself. Anyway, hi, my name is Belinda Wanyana. I'm 26. Imagine I'm 26.
Can you imagine? Same. Girl.
I'm 26.
We'll get into that later.
All right. And I'm a digital creator, content creator, I don't know, influencer, some may say. You're not. But what I identify as is a digital content creator. So some people make content through stories. This one time I went on a trip and they brought content creators together, and to make content was always videos, but some are writers, some are bloggers, some are journalists in newspapers. So that's when I niched down and I was just like, I'm a digital content creator. So that's what I do.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't even know there were different forms of content creation. Damn. Anyway, I think for the starters, you could take us to the beginning. Like, how did you land into this whole world of content creation? Was it because it was a hype at the time? Did you land in it by mistake? Did someone introduce you to it? Like, take us to the beginning. When did it start? How old were you? What inspired you?
So first of all, it's two things. So for those who don't know, so I'm Ugandan, but I'm based in Nairobi. I went there for uni, which is a whole other story for another day. I went there for uni and I was staying in the school hostels, and normally our school hostels arrange these trips since the university is an international university. So we have a lot of students from across Africa and actually outside Africa. So they always make it a point to have a trip every semester to make sure students know more about Kenya, blah, blah, blah. So these times I would always sign up. Okay, the first semester when I went, the kids who were there were like cool kids. Are like, no, who goes for hostel trips? So I was shy, I never went. But then the next time I was like, you know what, you guys, let me go. So I went for the trip, and I remember it was was our first trip we went together, Pamela. When we went to the mountain.
The hiking thing?
Yeah.
Longer notes?
Yeah, longer notes, bro. And that was the first trip we went
I remember that.
Yeah, and I remember I posted so many pictures of us being at Longonot, climbing a mountain on a crater. And when I posted, people were like, oh, where is this? What are you guys doing? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, cool. Then the next weekend, I think we had some friends of ours from Strathmore. We went to Karura.
Was I also there?
You are there, yeah.
Clearly, I would have also been.
Thank you. So if you go through a lot of like my past pictures, each time we go somewhere. That time we went to Karura. So for those who don't know, it's like this forest that's in the middle of Nairobi where you can go, cycle, take walks. But I think that time we just all took a walk around, and it was a group of Ugandans. There were so many. Again, I go there, I post, and by then I was posting on like my WhatsApp status, but as a WhatsApp content creator, and I had so many contacts. So everyone is like, oh my God, what is this? Now some of my friends who are doing uni in Uganda, they hadn't started by then. Or what they started, I don't know, but they were like, hey, Kenya looks so fun, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling them, and you guys, it's so cheap, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I just post small trips here and very budget friendly, like we just go, the school has taken us. Yeah, so that's how I first got into it. Then, now, fast forward to like that same semester still, I had a friend of mine called Dawn. You remember Dawn?
Yeah, I know Dawn.
So Dawn went
Hi, Dawn.
Dawn went to do her hair at like this salon, and she decided to document the whole process randomly. From when she went to when she sat in that chair when they did to when she was finished. And it's just like, oh my God, Dawn has just made a video and she just posted it randomly. So I'm just like, oh my God, she did something, posted about it, and yeah. Just happened. So it's not that complicated. Because to me, it's just like it has to be very complicated. Like you need a camera, a setup, or what,
lights.
Yeah, and she was using like a song. So from then, that's when I just decided to copy what she had done. So just like, okay, let me get this. Get these videos, put them together, all these pictures, put them together, put a song, and post. And slowly. That's how it started. So it's not like I woke up one day and I was like, okay, let me become a creator. It's just circumstance around me. I was doing a lot at that time, and I'll just put it out there. And yeah, so that's how I got into it. So shout out to Dawn, shout out to USIU, shout out to Mount Longonot.
Basically,
because that's how
you started.
I got into it. Yeah.
Okay, so when you started content creation, okay, at the time we didn't know what you were actually doing, but did you ever imagine that it would get to this point, or did you like have goals for yourself? Like, you know what, I'm not going to just make videos. I'm not going to be intentional about this thing. I don't know. Take us to the point of where it stopped being a hobby and it turned into what it is today.
So actually, I had no idea it would lead to all of this. For those who know, I'm like in health sciences. So now that's again a story for another day. But I didn't even know what to expect. Me personally, I was doing it for the fun of it and the love of it and the like just the availability of resources. You have a phone, you have a school bus that's taking you somewhere, you're able to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I didn't have any goals. I didn't even have, people will normally say, by the end of the year, I have to reach this amount of followers, post this number of videos. Me personally, I was just doing it for the fun of it. So it's not until now that I started monetizing and kind of solidified that, but I've now started setting goals that, okay, within a week, I need to post this. Within a month, I need to do this. By the end of the year, hopefully, I need to reach this amount of followers or do this amount of deals, etc., etc. But starting out, again, it was purely vibes. Like you're just like, you know what, let's go do this, post about it, and
move on. That is so crazy. Initially, are there any creators that you looked up to?
Yeah. Hey, so again, now I had this roommate. You guys have over name dropped today, but I had this roommate called Tasha. Shout out Tasha. Hi Tasha. So initially, again, like I told you, the way I started it, I had no idea. But now, so each time I'd post, like my roommate Tasha would be like, oh my God, by the way, now you're a content creator. Whole time I had like, 2,000, like, she's like, you should know your fellow creators. So she used to send me different Kenyan creators at the time who were making it big. So of course, big influencers like George Ndirangu. Okay, initially it was just content creation. My niche right now is travel, but people who at that time were inspiring me, the initial voices were like George Ndirango, of course, there was like Rotimi. These are people who are posting consistently and getting a lot of like, let's say, deals at that time. They were building something for themselves. So it was those initial people who were really big around 2021, 2022. And finally, they were all male, because now I'm thinking, I can't think of
a female person.
Yeah, many female creators. But it was George Nirango, Rotimi. I think at the time also a bit of Eli Mwenda, but he wasn't doing too much that I was interested in, but it was mainly those two. They were doing the most. And there was this other guy who I've now forgotten. He was friends with Rotimi, but they were doing a lot. So those are the initial voices I was looking up to. But of course, now as we kept moving forward, now I started niching down into, okay, who's doing travel content and what are they doing? So there's like Hali Odor. I don't know if you know her.
I think I do.
Yeah, she's like this Kenyan creator who was very obsessed with like making content about the coast and safaris. So there's Hali, and then she had another friend of hers who I've forgotten, and then there was this other guy called Adventure with Sing. I don't know if you know him. But yeah, that's when I started niching down. But initially, when it just came to creating, yeah, it was those two. I think George Ndirango and Rotimi. Yeah.
Thank God for Tasha.
Tasha, shout out Tasha, shout out
She labeled you
Randa.
before you even
Yeah, because she would send, she'd be like, oh my God, have you seen this? She sent it to me. Oh my God, have you seen this? She sent it to me. So I was just like, who are all these people? So I just went on following.
Yeah, and I think that's very helpful actually.
Because after a point, it shows you where you want, because it shows you where you're trying to get to.
Yes,
and gives you some sort of direction. Yeah, and shows you maybe what places should I be hanging out at, so that how should I be capturing content? What do people want to see? How people document? Because you can both go for the same thing, but how someone captured this as opposed to. So yeah, Tasha, thank you.
That's crazy. I'm so glad for that. Are there any like, how can I say it? Previous myths, let me say. I don't know. I don't want to use the word myths. Like ideas that you heard about content creation that now that you got into the space, you're realizing that was just a lie, you know, or like, okay, like you had highlighted earlier with the donor experience that you thought you needed all this equipment, and then you get in and you're like, bruh, I just need my phone and like a good sunshine, you know. But are there any other like myths that you previously thought, you know, would affect you in this journey, and now you're in the journey and you're realizing it's not that big of a deal?
Yeah. I think minus the equipment, that's the one thing I really thought you need a production. Like you need to be like, you know how the Kim Kardashians record? You need a chair where someone is sitting, there's a cut machine, you know, you need this. Whole time all you need is your phone. And back then even CapCut was free, so you just need a like CapCut, and you just start. So that's one myth I had. Another one I had was blowing up overnight. A lot of people had done it, and during COVID, a lot of people were blowing up overnight by chance. But that's a myth that I've currently dismissed. You really have to put in the work and you have to be consistent. Of course, there are anomalies. Now, like that guy with that guy blow up overnight. But you can see he quickly rose and quickly, he has quickly declined. But to build like a particular brand or particular niche, you really have to consistently put in the work. So that's another myth I had. Like, okay, you just need that one thing that's just going to it will come and it will go. Then I also thought I'd receive a lot of like free not free things, but you know, okay, if you guys watch streamers, if you watch like streamers and YouTubers, they'll be like, oh my God, you guys, I just received this from no, okay, at least not on this side of the continent. Yeah, like nothing is free. They'll send you something that's free, but no, there's not there. There's no free stuff. If it was free, I wouldn't have to shout you out on my Instagram. You know, I wouldn't have to make a whole reel about it. This one time, a brand reached out to me and they're like, "Oh, Belinda, we've been seeing you've been doing this. We'd love to send you a free." I'm like, "Yeah, finally." Yeah, but you have to post 2 reels and 3 static posts. I'm just saying,
this is not free.
Yeah, it's not free because I have to put in time. Yeah. So I used to think also once you like reach a particular point, you get free stuff. But but minus that, I think I didn't have, again, the way I got into it, I didn't have any expectations. And that's the difference, I think, between, let's say, someone who's having fun or having a good time and someone who's really trying so hard. You have so much, and you'll quickly get overwhelmed, and also you'll be very much disappointed. And that can like kill your morale.
True.
Yeah.
Are there any challenges that you have faced? For example, the content creation space in Uganda, I've had some content creators talk about the challenges they've faced, like being taken seriously, being paid in kind, not with money, because people think it's like a hobby per se. So I don't know if that relates to you since you're based in Nairobi. Is it the same challenges you face, or are there even other challenges we don't know about? And if there are any, how have you been able to overcome them?
Okay, I'll first go back to the first point about being paid in kind. That is so common, especially in this space. But thank God, okay, I'm Nairobi based at the moment, so that rarely happens. But sometimes it's beneficial in the sense that, okay, if Nike reached out to you and was going to pay you in kind, that's something that could boost your portfolio way above. So now I'd also call for creators to have a bit of discernment. People are very quick to say, oh my God, to disregard this and this. Whole time you have zero on your portfolio. You've never worked with any brand. You've blown up on social media off of like talking in your bed. So you've been talking in your bed, and that's very relatable. Now one person reaches out to you, offers you something, and you're quick to dismiss them, but I think once you have discernment, maybe you can take a quick look at their page, see what they're trying to achieve. Once you have a discussion with them, then you're able to make a just decision. Maybe, okay, I can come do this. Okay, maybe some people you can completely say no. Let's say you see a big brand, Ugandan based, but they don't want to pay you. Okay, there you can say no. But also you see maybe a restaurant, they're also trying to come up. It wouldn't hurt to offer them a service. I don't know. But that's
how you would approach it.
Yeah, that's how I'd approach it. But I just ask like creators and anyone who's upcoming to just have a spirit of discernment, be able to discern. Look at, for example, this one time, a mobile breeder reached out to me on TikTok, and they're like, hi, I have this shop on TRM Drive. Okay, for those who don't know TRM Drive, it's like this place next to our uni when we were in uni. It's like this place that has a lot of like kibandas, shops. The road is really terrible. It's like this place for hustlers. And she reaches out and she's like, listen, I'm a breeder. I do this and this. I'd like to offer you some services in exchange for a video. So now you find a creator be quick to like screenshot that conversation, post it, and be like, oh my God, look at these people. They don't value our services. But now if you're able to discern, go through their page, and you're just like, this is someone who's also trying to hustle, come up like me, blah, blah, blah. And it's a service I actually need. My hair is not braided. So yeah, but I get that. Now, if we go back to now challenges, one maybe, okay, I'll speak on two. One is imposter syndrome. Sometimes you can sit in a room and you feel like you're too small, but that's a cliche to everyone. It doesn't have to be in content. It can be at work. You may find you're the youngest person in the room. I don't know if you're the youngest person in your room.
Yeah, I am actually.
Yeah, and you have a lot of, and you're just like, wow, so they're actually trusting me to do this. Me, really? What? Who, me? Yeah. So there's that. So that's not new to everyone. But I would say, let's see. I've lost my train of thought on the second one.
You had highlighted imposter syndrome.
There's imposter syndrome, but there's also performing, being performative. So people see you on social media and may think you're like this bubbly, shouty person, blah, blah, blah. And they may maybe meet you outside and expect that same energy. This one time I went out with a bunch of friends. I think we had gone for dinner. And we ran into this one girl, and probably she was drunk. I don't know. But she was so excited, and she's like, oh my God, Belinda, I've seen your videos. And I couldn't keep up with that energy because I just wasn't in the head mood. Frame. Yeah, in the mood or whatever. And she's just like, oh my God, you're very different from social media. I'm just like, what? Girl, you just met me. What time? It's 10 p.m. Like,
what did you think?
I've been up since 7. Like, yeah. So sometimes there's that pressure to perform, or let's say you're invited for a media briefing and you go to the offices and everyone is having this energy, but you just have to perform and step out of your frame. But again, we thank God for the opportunities, but you really, really have to perform. So that's a challenge that you find. You reach a place especially when you're dealing with like boomers and that older generation, they're like, now give us a song with that. I'm just like, I'm here as a creator. I'm here to take the videos. I'm not here to MC the event. Yeah. So you have to really perform, like, to show your value, especially now as like guys who are upcoming creators, chill, like guys who have 50K, I don't know, 100K. Hey, like us, like people who are, you really have to perform. You have to be jolly, like, hi guys.
Even you're not feeling it.
Yeah, so that
must take a toll.
It takes a toll, but again, you're just like, okay, you judge someone by the intent, not really by what their action is in the moment, but their intention. Maybe they're just like, okay. So it's yeah, that's okay. And then another challenge is there's this one time we're invited for a media briefing again. So for those who don't know what a media briefing is, basically, let's say if a brand reaches out to you, they've probably reached out to like other creators. So they bring all of you guys together and they have to brief you. That's when they give you like your PR packages. Maybe they've prepared for you like a very elaborate lunch, decorated the room really well, blah, blah, blah. I'll just, as a point of caution, stay away from those because normally all the money has gone into those decorations. They are not going to pay you. But I won't name drop anyone. But if you reach and the room is high, some of my highest paid brands have always been a Zoom call. We tell you what we want. We give you the money
and you
go.
Do. Yeah.
But these ones where they put for you about balloons, what buffet, that's where all the money
has gone.
Yeah. Anyway, there's this one time they invited us for a briefing, and we went to the place. Again, with performing, you meet all these creators. You're like, hey girls, oh my god, you look so nice. Hey, performing. So of course, me naturally, I take everyone's Instagram because that's our LinkedIn. Yeah, that's how you connect with other people. And it's just like when you post, we're able to like hype your jazz, repost your things. That also us. When I post you, like that's how we do it. Yeah. So that's normally how I approach other creators. Like, what's your Instagram? So that we just keep, supporting each other. And so far that has been a good community. But there's this one time I went, so these girls, they were so nicely dressed, laced wig, no lace, nowhere, makeup. I reached out to them. They had this mean girl energy. You give them your phone, like, oh my god, give me your Instagram, like you're begging. Give me some Instagram, please. They're like, cool. They put in their Instagram, and you're like, follow me back. They follow you back on spot. But now, when I went back home, I'm now trying to post, like, start tagging the people I've hung out with. It's a way of like also growing your community. Yeah. And if you collaborate, you grow faster. I'm trying to tag the girl. You're not allowed to tag this account, but this account doesn't allow tags from people they don't follow. Yeah. So the issue is when you find a lot of like, okay, not a lot. She doesn't speak for the majority, but some people within the industry, like any other industry, they're very shallow and full of themselves, and they think just because maybe they have 20,000 followers,
and you
who has less, you can't. Yeah. So that's something you also find. People are two-faced. They'll smile with you, but then they won't. When you post, they won't engage with your thing. Whole time we're on the same brand deal, being paid the same money. Cash, yeah. And yeah, so it seems like you are a fan of them, like, oh my god, girl. But yeah, so that's something I also find in the space. People are very two-faced, but the fame gets to their head. Yeah,
that's actually very tricky. That could be my next question. How do you make sure that you stay true to yourself? And as you answer that, like, how has the environment of content creation affected your self, like how you view yourself, let's say, your identity, kind of. Yeah.
Well, the first one, where it's how you stay grounded, I think having a community of people who are actually real, not these, like, once in a while you meet a mean girl. It's just like high school, just like anyway, you'll meet a mean girl, but she doesn't speak for the other 10 really nice girls in the room. So just being you, of course, you shoot at like 5 girls, maybe 3 will remain in your circle. Finding those girls, collaborating together, that's how you stay grounded. I have this really nice girl, she called Glory Bundi. Shout out Glory. Very nice girl. Like, people who just keep, there's another Lavender, Jenny. Those are girls who I met through this, and they always always repost your things, always comment, always, you know. So you just find you find those group of people who you're able to brainstorm with, and at the end of the day, people you're able to just sit down with and have an honest conversation. One. Two, how I remain grounded is just reminding myself why I started this. In my head, I'm just like, you know what? At the end of the day, I started this by posting about some school trips. Me, I'm in it for fun, you know. I'm here to have a good time, to document my life, to have something to show my kids or my grandkids down in the road, and just, like a visual diary of sorts of like, you know what? When I was in my 20s, I was actually really fun, you know. I was having a good time. Even though I didn't have that much money at the time, I was having a good time. You know, I made do with the little I had. The opportunities presented to me, I capitalized on that. Let's say you go for this and people choose to see the worst of it. Let's say you would go for a road trip to Nakuru at school. People complain about the bus. They complain about the road. You know that meme of like a train where there's one guy looking out the window. It's like sun. There's another looking out seeing the rocks. So it's just about perspective. So I just remind myself, some people got into this because it was their only option, you know. You got into this as a way to have a good time, and it has multiplied, it has converted into something you've monetized. So I just keep reminding myself that. And once I've reminded myself that, it's like one deal that hasn't gone through, or something that has fallen through, or a mean girl, or a bad review, or a mean comment can't really, it won't phase me, because it's just like,
it's not why you're there. That's important, actually. And then the second question was, how has content creation changed your perspective on your identity?
So I think that's a very important one, actually. Growing up, I used to struggle to understand what exactly I'm good at. Not struggle, but very little was presented to us, especially going to very traditional schools, or schools that have like one line of thought. Either you're playing the piano, you're singing, or you're like academics, or like basketball. You know, everything.
There are set
there were set pillars of what a girl could do. So naturally, I wasn't really good at the rest of the other stuff. Maybe books I tried, but even Essex showed me that, no. It showed me that, no, girl, just sit back. So eventually, I keep sitting wondering. I kept wondering, like, oh, what am I good at? It's just a passing thing. Like, oh, what am I good at? What am I good at? But when presented with, let's say, a phone and an opportunity, I'm able to convert that. So that kind of gave me an identity, in that I have a skill that I didn't learn from school, or I didn't, but it's something
I comes naturally.
That I'm able to see something and convert it. And just, there's something messy I was going to talk about. The conversation we had before this podcast. But I won't get into those conversations. But being able to see how maybe I'm presented with a particular idea or concept, and how I'm able to turn it out. So that has kind of given me an identity that I actually have a skill and something valuable that I can contribute, you know? Something that's natural. I may not be able to sing or play the piano or do basketball or sports or whatever, but when it comes to storytelling, or just giving a video that has that kind of bait, that baits someone into, oh my God, I'd want to go see this, I'd want to experience this. I think so that has kind of rooted me. And I think it has been a very interesting passion project to kind of pursue. And just, I'm very curious to see how it eventually plays out, you know, like how then do I convert this into something that can make money for me in the long run, without me being too hands-on on it, like letting it make money sleep on its own. Exactly. So I'm very curious, and I just stay open-minded to how. So I think that's how it has kind of given me that sense of identity.
Okay. Do you have a 9 to 5?
By the way, do you have any people ask me that question? My friends in Uganda and Kenya and United States, wherever you're listening to, Turkey, I'd like to come
Turkey, we are not in the nom dropping, but okay.
I like to confirm that yes, I do have a 9 to 5. My job does not pay me, however, to shout them out on here. However, I do have a 9 to 5 that I constantly report to, and I think that's the beauty of it, in that once you get into content creation and you if you decide to pursue it, you'll realize how very seasonal it is, especially as you're starting out. So I was once listening to this one podcast. They haven't paid us to shout them out. So I listened to this one guy and they were talking about a passion project and talking about how it's okay to have a 9 to 5. These days, 9 to 5s are so deglamorized. I don't know if you see people drag them on the internet that, ew, you are
why would you even?
Yeah.
Wasting away your life.
Imagine behind a desk. But the reality is, in order to have a particular lifestyle, you have to have a lifestyle that's funding it. Let's say initially, to become gardened as a travel creator, you have to first travel. And how you travel there, you have to have some sort of a bit of money to take you from point A to point B. And it's okay to have a 9 to 5 that kind of backs that up. And yeah, so I think, what was the question?
The question was, do you have a 9 to 5?
A 9 to 5, yes. I do have a 9 to 5 that I work to and I appreciate it. It has also, I think I've appreciated it because it gives you that kind of discipline, especially as you're starting out in your career, whatever career you're in. It's good to have that discipline because you still see people who have natural talents. Let's say a DJ who doesn't work a 9 to 5 still can't keep time for a gig they have at 10 p.m. Yeah. They'll show up at midnight, show up drunk. Whole time this is their job, you know? So one thing a 9 to 5 has really told me is that sort of discipline, accountability. And those are, if I do continue with it in the future, who knows? That's something I'll carry with me always. Just being accountable. If you've decided I'm going to work this job, that means I have to meet these KPIs. Yeah. Ew, I just say that out loud.
Imagine.
KPIs. Okay, yeah. So I have to meet these at the end. Within the year, I have to appraise myself. Have I met these? Am I on track? You know. So that's something I'll carry with me forever. Even if I transition. I'm not foreshadowing anything right now. Just saying. I recommend a 9 to 5, especially for everyone who's starting out. It just gives you grounding, that discipline and that self drive you'll initially need to catapult yourself into literally anything else you venture into.
That's true. I hadn't thought about it that way. Like it actually defines your character.
Yeah.
Because if you show up to work, then definitely in those brand gigs you will show up.
You will show up because now I know better. If the brand guys say, for the guys who are hiring us, let's say for a brand, that's their 9 to 5, and if they say let's be there at 4, there's this one time we had a meeting. A very good deal, but it fell through because I was in Kenya. They told us to,
you're going to backtrack to that, right? Continue.
It fell out. They told us to be there at 9, and I kid you not, I was the only one there at 9. Every other influencer was there by 9:30, 9:45. And then when they were walking in, I was seeing, okay, this girl is maybe 20, 21. They're probably a uni student, so they probably don't know the value of time. But also, they don't have that corporate grounding in them. Because my friend, 9 is 9 when it comes to corporate. Yeah, 9 is like when they say 9
is money.
Yeah, and that's one thing 9 is 9. So I looked at her and I was just like, okay, I mean, very cute girl, great following, but you can't show up at 9:45 for 9 a.m. Whole time it was a 1 hour meet, you know? So that means by 10 we should be done. And these guys are marketeers in their organization. They have to move on to the next.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Watch out for part 2 coming out next week. Until then, bye.